I tell you what, they finally have done it. They have finally done it, people. I can't believe it here. Let me get right to it. In the Court of Appeal for the State of California, the Third Appeal District out there in Sacramento. Bear for just a second. A little bit of legalese out there, but we will get to the strange point here in just a second. So, you have the Almond Alliance of California et al. Versus the Fish and Game Commission of California. Yes, indeed. Very important there. Fish and Game Commission. Yes, indeed. And of course, the Xerxes Society for Invertebrate Conservation. Yes, indeed. Well, what did the judge out there decide? What was his thing that he was trying to decide out there? So let's get into it here. The California Endangered Species Act directs the, once again, Fish and Game Commission to establish a list of endangered species a list of threatened species. So they're trying to find out, okay, what is endangered in the state of California, and then maybe threatened out there, so we can kind of maybe preserve some of that stuff. Very good. Hopefully they've added bears to that. No, not very many bears in California. They have it on their flag. And that's about it. They've pretty much killed all the bears in California. Yes, indeed. The issue presented here is whether, follow along, people, follow along. The bumblebee, a terrestrial invertebrate, falls within the definition of a fish. So let me ask you people out there, if you were presented, if you were a judge out there in California and you were presented this, hey, Judge so and so out there, is a bee a fish? You don't even have to be a biologist out there. Probably not. Bear would probably say, let's see, bees fly and fish swim. So that would probably be the kind of the big thing about it. Plus, bees are insects and fish are fish. As that term is used in the definitions of endangered species in section blah, 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 threatened species in section blah, blah, and candidate species in section blah, blah, of the Act. Yes, indeed. Probably not. More specifically, we must determine whether the Commission exceeded its statutory delegated authority when it designated 4 bumblebee species as candidate species under consideration for listing as endangered species. We first affirm and expand upon our conclusion in California Forestry Association that Section 45 defines as fish as the term used in Section that means the Commission has the authority to list an invertebrate as an endangered or threatened species. I'm not sure if I follow along there. We next considered whether the Commission's authority is limited to listing only aquatic invertebrates. We conclude the answer is no. Well, Judge Bear concludes straight to the Bitcoin volcano for you. Although the term fish is colloquially and commonly understood by normal people and bears out there. Bears can determine whether or not fish are fish or bees are bees. Even the bears out here. Refer to aquatic species, the term of art employed by the legislature in definition of a fish in Section 45 is not so limited. We acknowledge the scope of definition is ambiguous. No, it's not. But we also recognize we are not interpreting the definition on a blank slate. It's a fish and a bee, people. The legislative history supports the liberal, of course, it's California, interpretation of the Act. Though the lens which we are required to construe the Act, and that the Commission may list any invertebrate as endangered or threatened. Yes, indeed. So there we go. We thus agree with the Commission and the California Department of Fish, and also bees, I suppose, and Wildlife Department, and the Xerxes Society, blah, 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 and Center for Food Safety. Yes, indeed, that the trial court erred when it reached a contrary conclusion. We accordingly reverse the judgment. And of course, it goes on for like 35 pages on how and why they decided that a bumblebee is actually a fish. Yes, indeed. Humans, thank you for watching this video. If you wish to have more, please like and subscribe. And don't forget that bell for notification. It would please Bear very much. You don't want to see Bear bad, do you?